In Shotokan, we have two side kicks, Yokogeri Kekomi and Yokogeri Keage. I'm going to talk today about the differences between the two. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the difference between a snapping kick and a thrusting kick, which kind of would cover all the information. I like to teach it in this way, where a snapping kick is led by the knee and then the foot snaps out as a result of that. So the knee, if we have like an imaginary line here, the knee will pass that line first and then the foot will come after. With a thrust kick or a Kekomi, the foot will pass the line first and then the knee will come after. So with the thrust kick, it's the muscles of the posterior chain, the glutes and the hamstrings, etc. are extending or pushing into that kick. Whereas the snap kick or the Keage is more of a snap from like the quads. So it's a knee extension. So we have like a hip extension for a thrust or a knee extension for a snap. We can use different variations of kicks. Like a Maigeri snap would be this way, knee first, knee leading, then the foot follows. So knee passes that imaginary line, it breaks the line first, and the foot comes after. If we was to do a Kekomi version of a Maigeri, at least in the way I would do it, I would have to lift the knee higher, and then push through. So I'm getting the body behind the kick to make it a thrusting kick. The way in which I deliver Keage, Yokogeri Keage, is I will not put the hip in the same way that I'd put a Kekomi. So it's a snap from the knee. I'd bring my foot upwards to pass that imaginary line with this knee, and then I'll unfold the kick so the foot comes out as a result of that. From here, knee passes the line, and then snap the kick out from that position. So it's knee first, snap. It's like a lower kick, maybe to the groin or something to create a reaction so we can then move in with something else afterwards. The Kekomi, I want to turn my hip over and pass that again, that imaginary line with my foot first. Foot with the hip behind it. So another way to think about it is to imagine the foot is being kind of swung by the knee in a snapping kick and driven by the hip in a thrusting kick. We can bring this up to the upper body to kind of demonstrate. A Yuraken would kind of be that snapping feeling. Elbow first, and then the Zuki normal punch would be like the drive, where the body is behind it and we're driving in with it, this way. So in which situations would I use the two kicks? As I said earlier, the snapping kick, the Keage, Yokogeri Keage, I'll use lower to the groin maybe, to bring them down so I can then finish with something else. You know, we see this in different katas, here Nidan, where we're snapping in, or here Yongan, for example, when we're driving in with the elbow. For Kekomi, I'd use it maybe to keep some distance. So as the opponent's approaching, I'll thrust the kick out to keep that distance, you know, to stop them coming in. From there, thrusting into the target that way. Some people teach the Yokogeri Keage as basically a side thrust kick that just snaps back. But in my opinion, all the kicks should snap back. We should never leave a kick out for someone to take hold of or to put us in a compromised position. We should never leave a kick or stick a kick out, as they say. So even if it's a thrusting kick, we still want to pull it back. So my definition really is about the way the muscle's being driven into the target as opposed to the kind of snapping action. Where I get this idea from is if we look at some of the older katas in other styles, where we in Shotokan will use a snap Keage, they will use a Maigeri this way, in a similar position like Kushanku compared to our Kankudai version. They will use a Maigeri in that position. So our version here will be similar, a low snap kick to the groin or to the body as opposed to a side thrust kick. So that's just my ideas on how to deliver the two different variations. If you like it, drop a comment and let me know. And let me know what else you'd like to see in future videos. Thanks again.